3 minutes left here in qualifying for the My Turn Racing Truck Series. This is race number 7 of 8. For 55 laps, the trucks take to the Daytona International Speedway. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. We are here at the Daytona International Speedway for 55 laps. Currently in the real world of racing over in Daytona Beach, Florida. The NASCAR Daytona 500 is underway. Fun fact, I just have that on in the background. They have 6 laps to go in the first stage. But as far as the actual racing goes here for the My Turn Racing Truck Series, well, again, we are at Daytona, just 2 minutes left here in qualifying. The point standings are as follows coming into this race. We have actually coming into this race once again, just after the Roval from last week, Nigel De Jong is 8 points ahead of Ian Cornish in the points lead. Josh Wong 21 points behind Nigel De Jong in third place in points. Adam Wright and Carl Hydes fourth and fifth. They are 35 points and 43 points away from the points lead. Nigel De Jong could be closing in on a Season 1 2019 championship win. As far as this race goes, statistics for this race before we get qualifying underway. Well, this is so far this season the most laps that they have done for this race. That is 55 laps instead of 50 laps. And as well as this race being the 10th race here for the My Turn Racing Truck Series. Most cautions ever in this ever in the history of this racetrack of the league racing here. Well, 4 cautions in Season 3 2015, Season 4 2015, Season 1 2016, and Season 1 and 3 of 2017, Season 1 of 2018 as well. The only time that this race has not gone without the only time this race has gone without cautions for 50 laps with 15 drivers was Season 3 at 2018. So a little bit of a season off. It seems to be every other season here. And the most drivers that have raced here, 27 drivers in Season 2 2015, as well as Season 1 2017. Actually, no, correction, 33 drivers in Season 3 of 2015. We have 24 drivers for tonight's race. So the qualifying session has now ended, and we'll be going down your starting grid. I'll get the graphic off of the screen as well, as we have starting on the front row as the lights come on. We have Ian Cornish and Carl Hydes starting first and second. Remember, Ian Cornish 8 points out from Nigel De Jong's points lead. So Cornish is already in a great position. Starting in third will be Josh Wong, and Jake Forrester is in fourth position. Rounding out the top 5 will be Ashley Blakehood. Stuart Barnett starts in the 6th place position. 7th place will be Adam Wright. 8th place is Matthew Dalton. 9th will be Andy Oakley. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 54 of Mike Robertson. The 666 of Michael Jones returns. Once again, he is back, starting in position at number 11. To his outside position 12 will be John Jarrett. Ken Bracey in the number 21 starts 13th. Reese Saunders in the 91 will be starting in the 14th place position. And then just behind them in the 404 will be Andrew Bullock. And Ian Bassey starts in the 16th place position. Alongside 15th place, Andrew Bullock. Starting in 17th will be Christopher Kearney in the number 14 machine. Number 18 in 18th place will be the 79 of Chris Bourne. Rounding out the top 20 will be Nigel De Jong, who did not qualify. And Stuart Pomfrey rounding out the top 20 overall in that number 36. Next row in 21st and 22nd, the 23 of Daniel Beckett, and the 20 and the 58 of Mark Murphy, starting in the 22nd position. The the 24 of Lance Dory, I believe I hopefully pronounced that correctly, starts 23rd. 24th is Jim Carr. I believe that will be the end of your 24-car field for this race, and it is. So 24 trucks will be starting this race. Stage 1 over in the NASCAR Daytona 500, but we're just about to get underway with our own, not exactly Daytona 500, but either way, we will be going green here in just a few short moments. The 81, once again, Ian Cornish in a wonderful position to start this race. He's going to be starting off with, again, an 8-point gap between himself and De Jong. As unfortunately have the incorrect logo, so that will be fixed in a few moments. Again, we are live here from Daytona as the field rounds turns 3 and 4 ever so slowly at pretty much highway speeds, U.S. highway speeds, I should say. The field comes off turn number 4 at pace speed. Diving down the pit road is the pace car. The green flag is out, and we are underway. Race number 7 of the My Turn Racing Truck Series is underway for 55 laps. So that is lap 1 complete of 55. Already the low inside lane starting to quickly form up here at Daytona. Carl Hayes leads the top lane as well, so he is going to be trying his best to help get that outside lane running along as smooth and as quickly as possible. For the time being, the 44 Jake Forrester helping out push that number 96 up as much as he can. At the moment, it's not doing much, but he is doing the best that he can. Remember, these things can only last probably about 3 laps at the most, just riding behind somebody. Maybe about 2 laps if you're really pushing that truck. Ashley Blake Hood was on top of that back bumper there of the number 27 on the inside there. We already have a little bit of a gap between between 5th and 6th. Low side or not, either way, there's a little bit of a gap, and it's not going to work out too well. So the lights will be coming on, and they're already on, but we're going to be racing into the sunset, essentially, for throughout this race. And already that gap has pretty much closed 100% at this point. A little bit of an update on, not update, but a little bit of a check-in on the 41 of Nigel De Jong. He's currently running in the 41st position, the 19th position in the 41. Remember, he has the points leader coming into this race. Cornish already has a massive advantage. Around the top side comes Carl Hayes and Jake Forrester. They're trying to help each other out in some sense as much as possible, but for the time being, Cornish and Long are both on the inside. The 81 and 27 did a great job at holding that inside lane. On board once again. Oh, you can see how a little bit squirrely the truck gets. At the moment, live timing has Carl Hayes in the lead, but the start-finish line, well, it was Ian Cornish, and it has been Cornish for the past 5 laps ever since the start of this race. Josh Wong has backed off ever so slightly. He's going to be helping and try to get a run in some sense as quickly as possible, hopefully, to help out that number 81. At the moment, across the start-finish line, looks like it will 100% be Carl Hayes as he gets a huge shot from the 44. New leader Carl Hayes, only 6 laps into this race. Driver that has led the most laps in total is Ian Cornish with 87 laps. Carl Hayes, well, he has 24 laps, so we'll make that 25 now. As he just finally got his first lap led, he drops down to the inside. And already it's going to be a little bit crazy because we're going to have 3 wide on the back straightaway. The 303 is stuck in the middle. That is Stuart Barnett. Look at how far up to the track everybody is. And these guys are going to these drivers will have to sort out as quickly as possible because it's not going to work out. You can see how crazy it is over here. Matthew Dalton in the 6th, rapidly dropping positions on the top side. As well as I believe that's in 44 of Jake Forrester, and it is. He's also one of those drivers. He could get down to the inside, the middle lane, and he does. Lap 65 under caution for the Daytona 500. I believe it was a stage caution. So far for this race, no cautions as of yet, but commentator's curse, knowing that will not be the case for very long. Apologies. Having a few microphone issues lately, so hopefully hopefully that can be sorted out. Not exactly during this race, unfortunately, but there's a little bit of QR code in the 303 Stuart Barnett, and last time I checked, he was stuck absolutely in the middle of that 3-wide craziness. Well, now he's already on the lead lap, so not lead lap. Sorry, he's already challenging for the lead. It's going to help directly behind him in the form of the 91 of Reese Saunders. So we've had 1 lead change so far today. Since this is Daytona, pretty much anyone can get a shot to win at this track, and well, it's kind of interesting, especially considering that it is Daytona. Unfortunately, for the time being, 2 drivers that are that shouldn't be side by side. They should be working together single file. Hopefully, they're swapping. Are Ian Bassey and Chris Bourne. Those 2 are 23rd and 24th. Real time, it shows Ian Bassey in 23rd. 24th is Chris Bourne at 79. Now it's just swapping back and forth since they're trying to figure out what to do, but as far as everyone else up here, Adam Wright is all the way off the track. He's had a very, very big difference. Actually just pulled off the racetrack. Here's the replay that he just decides to pull all the way down off the track, away from everybody. He's thinking, well, you know what? I really think it's too safe. So I'm going to lay back here and watch everything unfold up in front of me. .303 of Stuart Barnett falling back ever so slightly, just like pretty much any top side here at Daytona. You can't really get the momentum all the time, but when you can, it is the best time to get that momentum. Stuart Barnett getting moved up forward ever so slightly once again. We may need this camera by the end of the race. At the moment, we definitely don't need it. Oh, a little bit of three-wide action. It could be a swap that's gone wrong. And all the way up in the top side on the outside wall is the 44, Jake Forrester. He just made his way up the field as well after getting shuffled back. Now he's going to be losing a whole bunch of time. Jim Carr has issues, no caution as it's off the racetrack. He had some type of an issue, I think a hardware issue actually. Not sure, he just dives off the racetrack hard on the brakes. So not sure what happened, but he did get off the racetrack. And here's the race from up above where you can't really see anything since, well, it's Daytona, of course, that's a very large track, but Reese Saunders now is the driver that's in front. Mark Murphy is helping out with that situation. Both drivers from Turn Racing. This is where teammates come into play, but it's also where teammates may not last forever, especially here at Daytona. Sometimes it's either up to the teammates or it's going to be a last man standing situation. Reese Saunders had mentioned coming into this race, pretty sure I've never had a top 5 here. Well, he's in the top 5 at the moment. How long can he stay in the top 5? Can he get into the top 5 or stay in the top 5 by the end of this race is my question. You also have to watch out for the dreaded big one here at this track. 23 drivers now are on the racetrack. The only ones that are safe from the big one are Adam Wright, Chris Bourne, and Ian Bassey. Those three could just just tandem with each other. Not really do anything too major, but enough to know that, well, when they're far back and if there's ever a wreck up ahead, then they're pretty much safe for the time being. Carl Hayes has led the most laps led today with 8 laps as compared to Ian Cornish's 5 laps. Cornish has been second ever since lap number 6 when Carl Hayes took over the lead. Matthew Dalton in the middle of that pack, kind of getting shuffled around just a little bit. He's managing to hang on to what is now the 12th place position for him at the moment, now 11th actually. And look at that, Stuart Barnett, who was just up at the front. It's just up at the front of the outside lane, is now all the way back to 11th. So already he's getting shuffled back. Multiple drivers. This is, you know, a key thing at Daytona essentially, where drivers get shuffled around to the point where you don't even know who's going to end up where by the end of this race. We could have a complete field invert by the end of this, and we wouldn't even know. Oh, a little bit of a stack up there on the outside, a little bit of an accordion effect. Carl Hayes at the moment, the only driver to make double digits in terms of laps led for tonight. Watch the start-finish line, still Carl Hayes. Saunders and Murphy work together on the outside. A driver that has joined them is Mike Robertson. A little bit of front-end damage by the looks of that. and it's just on the left side of the hood. Yeah, it's definitely pretty damaged. Let's see if we can get a shot from the rear angle of the 58, and yeah, just a little bit damaged is that number 58, but he is hanging tough on that top side as much as he can. I see Linus Brostrom has joined us in the chat. Hello, Linus. I can probably see why you skipped out on Daytona. But he does have a point. Why go side by side when you're only 2 cars? Well, now they're working together. They've completely shoved out Adam Wright. I think they went right by him. So I think Adam Wright is really playing the safe card, or they completely left him out to dry. So questionable, yes. Reason being, well, we have absolutely no idea whatsoever. Oh, that's almost a 3-wide situation, and it will be stuck in the middle. Is that 51? That's a 21 of Ken Bracey. Bracey is making moves already early on after starting as a bit of a bobble off the corner after he started in 13th. He's all the way up to 6th. As usual, bringing you the commentary and the action, I am Gary Weaver, doing once again the commentary and the camera work. As per usual, bringing you everything that you see for this race. Onboard shots, whatever you can have at you, basically, whenever it's available. Ken Bracey already making moves, forced Mark Murphy 3 wide, and Murphy, if we can find him on the scoring, or not Murphy, Robertson, I should say, has been shoved out to what is now the live timing 8th place position, but on the top side, he's only lost 1 position. So it's nothing too major for him at the moment. Look at this. Reese Saunders taking over 12 laps of Carl High's lead. Reese Saunders has actually led his 2nd lap. Not sure he led the first one, to be honest, but he definitely snuck out ahead when he could. So props to Saunders for that one. Apologies for missing that, but that's why the lead bar is. That's why the leader information is up at the top. And look at that. Mike Robertson. We can get names correct here. Stuck up all the way on the very top side. Nice for a few moments off of turn number 2. But as far as this current race goes, well, Carl High's still in the lead. Saunders in 2nd, 3rd Cornish. That's all subject to change, especially during live timing. And fun fact, again, for those wondering, I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Something with the wiring for sure, so apologies for the microphone cutting out there. As Carl Highs and Reese Saunders battle side by side. Matt DiBenedetto is back in the lead in the Daytona 500, so that's quite interesting. But we will be taking a little bit of a break with on lap number 30 as the field is catching up now to Adam Wright. This is going to be the key. Oh, there goes Saunders down to the inside. Barely saw it, but he drops down to the inside. Now it's teammates controlling top side and inside. This is where Adam Wright wants to stay on the top side. No one should be making a move to the outside lane here. It's going to be very sketchy off turn number 4, but everyone is going to make it very, very fine, through very cleanly and with no issues whatsoever for the time being. And everything is a-okay as everyone makes it through. So apologies for the microphone. It's definitely going to be cutting out if I readjust it here, so apologies. So hopefully it'll properly work and it'll stay working this time, but definitely getting a replacement soon. Other than that, teammates controlling positions 1 and 2. Ken Bracey is actually now up into the 4th place position. Remember, he started in 13th. So Ken Bracey is really on the roll so far in this race. And he's following that 58 through, but the thing that he doesn't want to really go for is get that 58 in front of the 91, but at the same time, he also wants to. But that 58 gets in front of the 91, well, that means Saunders or Murphy could move up on the outside and protect the outside lane and block a run and continue controlling that outside lane as well. How they are now, well, they're already controlling that outside lane and the inside lane, actually. Doing a wonderful job at that as well, but how long can they hold it? Ken Bracey moving up to the top side, not to make a move on the top side, but rather to cool the engine. That's what I was referring to earlier on in this race. You have to remember to keep your engine as cool as possible. You have to cool that engine down as often as possible as well. So down the back straightaway, swapping positions with the 21 and 58, as you have seen there. Now, question is Mark Murphy willing to push Ken Bracey up to the lead? That is what I am wondering. Again, the only driver to cross double digits in laps led is Carl Hayes with 12 laps. So 3 lead changes so far in this race, and Ian Cornish has been shuffled back ever since. He's only in 3rd at the moment, but either way, a little bit of an update as well on National Dishockey is now to 15th in real time. But how quickly can he make up those positions to get in front of Ian Cornish and take over that win? Or take over the lead, I should say, and move in front of that 81. Coming across the start-finish line, it will be 30 laps to go. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Not a commercial break, but we're going to take a little bit of a listen. As someone's dived to pit road. That is Stuart Pomfrey. Pomfrey overshot pit road. Now the question is, well, he's going to slow it down and spin out in the tri-oval. I don't know if he's going to get back going or not. We'll hold off on the replay until then. But at the moment, he went down into pit road, or at least he tried to. Broke off way too fast entering. Shot through pit road. And right now, I believe he's still actually, he's still sitting in the infield, actually. Not sure if there was a failure of some sort on his machine, but either way, hopefully it will be able to keep continuing on. That's the second time that we had some type of failure where someone just shot down to the right-hand side, held the brakes, and, well, next thing you know, they're out of the race. But look at this. Well, we're going to take a break, not at the moment. We're definitely going to be listening to the sights and sounds here of Daytona. And that was the sights and sounds of Daytona. Beautiful Beautiful sunset. Now, we would get a shot of that, but we're kind of busy here with all this action going on. The fun lead lap cars passing the lap cars on top side. Mark Murphy suddenly disappeared from existence, essentially, and he hasn't even been on pit road. Stuart Pomfrey, however, he's finally gotten back going. Not sure what happened with him, but either way, this race has been clean and green so far for the time being. Remember, most cautions of this race was 4 cautions. The least amount of cautions was, well, 0. As well as the fact that the actual least amount of cautions with the number was 2. So far, so good. 25 wants to go this time by. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network, and we are going to take a quick break here from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. Reese Saunders top side, Reese Saunders on the inside, Mike Robertson on the outside. Who will be victorious by the end of this? Stay tuned.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Live from Daytona International Speedway, Mike Robertson has just gotten shoved out of the main pack. Carl Hayes got a little bit of the apron in the tri-oval, and next thing, Mike Robertson now is getting shoved up, moves up into the outside wall. He has fallen all the way back to what is now 16th place, as the replay here shows what had happened. At the moment, Mike Robertson is now unfortunately all on his complete lonesome, and Saunders is still in control. Can he break a 12-lap stranglehold, or can Ken Bracey come across at the start-finish line at the last second? No. That should be Saunders at the line, and it is. Lucky number 13 for Saunders. Ken Bracey, however, possibly the driver that gained the most positions. That's completely unconfirmed at the moment, but again, he started 13th. He's now in 2nd. Remember, we mentioned him. He was mentioned when he was just in 6th place, and you saw it for a split second over in the currently. Now, he is officially in the lead at the moment. Will he drop down, however? And he will. Now, Christopher Kearney. He starts 17th. He's up to 2nd. Again, like I mentioned, you don't know who's going to win because this entire thing is basically a giant shuffle. Nigel De Jong still 15th. Drivers heading to pit road this time around. 4 drivers. As Ken Bracey will lead the lap. No, wait, actually, that may have been Kearney. Start-finish line shows Christopher Kearney at the start-finish line. 4 drivers in pit road. Saunders, Reese Saunders, Carl Hayes, Ian Cornish, and Josh Wong. This could help for Nigel De Jong if, and only if, there's any problems on pit road. All drivers in their pit box for the time being. Already down in the way of Saunders has just appeared gas and go. For majority of these drivers, Josh Wong taking a little bit more. Robertson also in pit road in the background there. So Christopher Kearney with a shock steal of a lead lap from Ken Bracey, who heads to pit road this time by. Ken Bracey is one of those drivers leading a whole field, and everyone else get under 60 miles per hour in pit road. Look at the 41. He was sideways entering the corner. Now we have Ken Bracey, John Jarrett, Stuart Barnett, Matthew Dalton, Nigel De Jong, Andy Oakley, and Lance Dory in the 24, as well as Jake Forrester. He's also in pit road. Same with Daniel Beckett, who got a 8.7 second pit stop. He's a lap down, unfortunately. Now that leaves these only top 4 drivers in the form of Michael Jones, Ashley Blake Hood, Christopher Kearney, and Andrew Bullock to head to pit road. Those are your top 4 at the moment, and more than likely will be heading to pit road this time by. We have all 4 of those drivers. Kearney's going to stay out. That's actually quite interesting. Jones led last time around. This time by, it's going to be Kearney. So we had about 5 lead changes already. 5 new leaders, I should say. But now Michael Jones, Ashley Blake Hood, Andrew Bullock all head to pit road. Drivers that have not yet pitted: Ian Bassey, Adam Wright, and your leader at the moment, Christopher Kearney. Very interesting decision if you ask me. I don't know why you would really want to stay out on your lonesome, so this could come back to bite the 14. But at the moment, the driver that should be in the lead by the time this all cycles through should be the 21 of Ken Bracey. And look at where Nigel De Jong is. He's 6th place. Ian Cornish is 10th. So at the moment, Christopher Kearney finally headed to pit road. He's going to have to make this pit stop as smooth as possible as he leaves his 3rd lap, blocks the front tires. Perfect timing, though. So it's going to be Andy Oakley with Ken Bracey leading this lap this time by, or not leading the lap, I should say, but taking over the lead, depending on where Kearney is when he leaves pit road. And it looks like he's taking 4 tires, taking the benefit of the doubt, sacrificing a little bit more time. So that could be why he stayed out. A very smart move. But that will cost me. He's instantly shoved down to 6th place for the time being. Now 10th place, and it continues to drop. As far as this race goes in itself, well, it's going to be Ken Bracey or Andy Oakley leading the field at the start-finish line this time around. Ian Cornish getting help from Carl Hayes. Remember, Ian Cornish coming into this race, or after the Roval, I should say, is 8 points behind the 41 of Nigel De Jong, who's currently in 2nd place. So 8 points, 5 positions actually separating these 2 drivers. The championship is going to be an interesting race as well, as we head into next week. Race number 8 will be Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then the championship finale of the My Turn Racing Truck Series 4 season number 1 finishes at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But until then, we have to get through Atlanta first, and until then, you kind of have to go through Ken Bracey, essentially, because Ken Bracey has led 2 laps now at this point. So that is absolutely impressive. Again, he started 13th, so it's quite interesting to see how far he's come through the field to get up to 1st place. Now the gap between Lance Dowry, I believe is how I pronounce his name, but he started 23rd. He's in 5th. I believe that's actually 18 positions up. So he started 2nd to last. He's in the top 5. I believe his first MTR start. But the comparison between himself and Cornish is 0.5 seconds, and essentially it's closing. Because 2 drivers versus a pack of 5 with a chance of an accordion effect, well, of course it's going to happen. So, just like that, within 1 corner, Ian Cornish and Carl Hayes have all caught up. Now it's single file for the time being. And I want to say that coming to the outside, not wanting to kill that momentum whatsoever, is going to be Cornish and Hayes. Somehow, someway, someone's going to end up winning this race. And somehow, we have so far had absolutely no cautions. And just like that, on the top side, with help from Carl Hayes, this could put Ian Cornish in the points lead. It's going to be close. We're going to have to find out next week, unfortunately, since points do take a while to settle out just after the race. So we'd be here for about 15 minutes trying to fill dead air afterwards. So at the moment, Ian Cornish finally gets into the lead after starting on the pole and getting shuffled back. So he has now led 13 laps or 6 laps in this race, sorry. That should be his 7th lap, I believe. But either way, I was confusing his lap count with Carl Hayes. And look at both of these drivers pushing each other down the back straightaway. Ken Bracey trying to look for his first upset, in a sense, trying to upset Cornish and De Jong, and maybe even Carl Hayes. Carl Hayes could have a shot at this as well. Ken Bracey, in terms of the point standings, well, he's not even in the top 20, I don't believe. And he is not. Carl Hayes, however, is in the top 20. He's 5th in the point standings, 43 points out, though. So he's not exactly in contention to win the championship, but he is in contention to really pull off an upset, as well as Ken Bracey, who slides up the inside just ever so slightly. That was a little bit of a close one. And at the moment, Andy Oakley, an interesting paint scheme that I noticed during practice. Look at that. Now Saunders slowly moving his way into the picture. So this could be an interesting race for the lead. And how interesting will it be? Well, we have 11 laps to figure out how interesting that will be. Coming off the turn number 4 with 11 laps to go at the line, Ken Bracey leads that time by. This is going to be setting itself up to be an interesting finish, maybe even a shock upset for some people. But Ken Bracey and Cornish, Hayes, everyone's going to have to watch out for that 41, because he is, again, the points leader. I believe Ian Cornish actually won the Season 4 2018 championship. So trying to go back-to-back is Cornish, and trying to win here at Daytona is, well, Cornish. The drivers that have won here the previous time, well, 2 wins went to Joshua Drinkwater and Jake Forrester. Ian Cornish has 1 win here within his 8 races. Ashley Blakehood has 1 win here within 4 of Ashley's races. So it is going to be Ian Cornish to see if he can somehow find a way around that number 21 on the inside lane. And right now, well, I'm surprised that the 41 can hang on so long. There he goes. Now he backs off into the turn 3 area, turn 3 and turn 4. Only because he's trying to keep that engine running as much as possible. The top side is exerting more energy on the fuel and the engine, which is going to make it overheat just a little bit. Ian Cornish and Ken Bracey, they have no choice. They're full throttle. But that doesn't mean that they're heating up their engine. They are heating up the engine, but it's not hurting them, as they're already up front in clean air, and they're side by side with each other. Riding on board the number 91 here. And you can see just how close he is. His teammate Mark Murphy has suddenly left the race for some reason, so possibly hardware issue. Same thing with Pomfrey and Jim Carr. Jim Carr and Mark Murphy are officially out of this race 100%. 35 laps to go for Jim Carr, 19 laps to go at for Mark Murphy, add 1 lap this time around, since they have essentially just gotten lapped as they are off the racetrack. Stuart Pomfrey 7 laps down from an hardware issue and possibly an incident on track. He's in pit road. Not sure what exactly happened to him. We'll rewind this just a little bit to see what had happened to the number 36, and I'm not seeing anything too major, but the only thing that really happened to him is his pit road entry again. He tried this the last time, again replay. He tried to enter pit road, overshot, ended up sitting in the tri-oval grass for a few laps, and a wild pit entry, and almost 100% slid around, but slid around into pit road. But either way, 7 laps to go this time around. You can see Lance Dory in the number 24. I believe that's Dowry. D-A-U-R-I-E. Not great with pronunciations off the bat, but either way, that number 24, trying to figure out whatever line he can. He's going to help push for the 53. Okay, maybe a little bit too much. Not square on the back bumper, but it is enough to get him moving forward at the very least. So, my question is, how long can Carl Hayes and the 41 of Nigel de Jong continue to push those drivers in front before going for somebody else or trying to take the win for themselves? Because off of turn number 4, this could be the most interesting finish that we'll probably have if they do decide to just go for their own selves. Apparently there's a caution over in the Daytona 500. Someone has apparently either blown engine or tire, but that's not important for the moment. But that's just for anyone who's wondering. Caution is out stage 2 and then the 500. If 34 laps to go in stage number 2. Coming across the line, we'll have 5 laps to go in this Truck Series race. And we could have essentially 7 drivers racing up for the win here. That's the start-finish line. 5 to go at the start-finish line. That was deadly close. Who was that? Cornish. 7 laps led. We don't exactly have... Oh, well, there goes the ticker. Oh, yeah. It's just a bit broken with the order, apparently. That will be fixed now that I noticed that. But that is what happens when you have real time, so... that could be another reason for that. Everyone's swapping positions back and forth. Could be a little bit strange as the 41 gets on the apron, loses a little bit of momentum. There goes some momentum for Ken Bracey. Cornish barely has the outside lane. Now he clears the 21 on the inside. 4 laps to go. And I think what Dijon needs to do is just push the 21 as much as possible, just so he can get that lead, or at least get in front of the 81. And he's doing that right now. Look at Ken Bracey sliding up the racetrack, trying to shut down the outside lane as much as possible. Trying to make them mess up, applying pressure onto the top side. As we have 3 laps to go at the start-finish line. Momentum loss on the back straightaway in the inside lane, but they have that preferred run on the inside as Carl Hayes moves down into the 41 ever so slightly. Somehow, someway, Ken Bracey is remaining in the lead for the time being. Who will get the lead this time by the start-finish line? There's 3 laps to go. Ken Bracey for sure, about a hood. 12 laps led by that number 21. Running on board Andy Oakley, we should really not be counting out the rest of these drivers. We have in your top 7 in no particular order, since we do have real time. In fact, we'll go in a particular order, actually. Inside to the outside. Inside lane, we have the 21 of Ken Bracey, the 41 of Nigel de Jong, the 53 of Andy Oakley, and the 24 of Lance Dowry. As he's backing off just a little bit. Same with the 53, a smart move. On the outside, we have the 81 of Ian Cornish, pushing him as the 96 of Carl Hayes, and Reese Saunders in the 91 as well, helping that out as much as he can. So the 53 and 24 are expecting something to happen. They move up to the top side. They back off as well. So this could put the 41. Look at Ken Bracey still sliding up, trying to, again, dissipate that momentum that the 81 and the 96 have on the top side as much as possible. Down the back straightaway, 1.5 laps to go. As Ian Cornish, you can see, visibly gets the run down the back straightaway with help from the 96. Kenny Clear hanging in turn number 3. He will not be able to. This time by, it will be 1 lap to go here at Daytona for the My Turn Racing Truck Series race number 7 of 9.
Caution.
And the caution is out. Ian Cornish was in the lead at the time of the caution. Caution is out at the last second. 1 caution. Back straightaway, 54, Mike Robertson. The 82 of Ashley Blake Hood. That is a total upset by the 21. And I was expecting, oh my goodness. Even I'm confused. What happened on the back straightaway is my first question, but we'll take a look. I think Daniel Beckett was involved in that one as well. I don't even know what happened. Well, Daniel Beckett may have not been involved, I don't think. There was another crash. There's 2 crashes, actually. Mike Robertson off of turn number 4. Let's see if we can get anything. I think we rewinded too far back, but we'll head back live really quickly to at least watch the final lap here. As this is the white flag, I believe. If we switch to this, yeah, it's the white flag. 1 caution. And it's with 2 laps to go. So close to the start-finish line. The upset was the caution. It wasn't anyone on the track, but it was the caution. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll take a look at both incidents here just after the checkered flag in a few moments. We'll head to your final results. We're going to watch here first. The leader, Ian Cornish, half a car length ahead at the start-finish line. Checkered flag flies with a shock upset. The race is over and Ian Cornish, under caution, wins Daytona. Ken Bracey second. Third is Carl Hayes. But wait for the checkered flag on the ticker to flash once again before we know that we can switch away. But yeah, we'll do that now, actually, since the race is essentially official. Mike, I don't even know what happened. That is one of the most shock upsets I've ever seen, and it was from the caution, not even a race. But we'll find out what happened here. This is coming to the this is coming off of turn number 2, where the caution took place. And I think there was a miscommunication with locations. That's why the caution came out. The 666 and Michael Jones moves up right at the last second. That may have been it. Well, right on board the back bumper. Oh, he was really slow. He tried to move at the last second. He didn't know where they were going to go. Oh my goodness, that's when the caution came out. There's another wreck, however. That's when the caution came out. But there's also, I believe, another wreck heading into turns 3 and 4. Not sure if that was coming to the start-finish line or elsewhere. I do know, that's all I know, that there's another wreck. I believe it was the lap beforehand. Apologies for the blank screen. We'll head to the logo here for a second. Alright, apologies for the Leica microphone. I do not have it set to that, but it was the 23 of Daniel Beckett in the second pack here. Let's see, Matthew Dalton's up there. Let's ride on board. Let's just get a TV, let's get the booth camera up here. 2779. Let's see what happened here. We're going to go slow motion. The 6 on the far right-hand side, far left-hand side, actually. That could be it. No, 79 got the apron and slid up into the 23. That was the second wreck. Oh, that's why the 666 was slow. Because of that incident. And that was off the racetrack, so they really couldn't throw. So iRacing could not throw the caution as it was off the racetrack. That's just when the leaders are going through as well, I believe. So a massive upset out of nowhere. Now we'll finally get to your finishing results. After an upset from the caution, which is a new thing I never thought I'd say. But other than that, Ian Cornish has essentially won here at Daytona. So, results up on your screen now for the race is Ian Cornish, Ken Bracey, and Carl Hayes finishing in your top three. Nigel DeJong and Reese Saunders finish fourth and fifth. Lance Dowry finishes in sixth. Andy Oakley seventh. Matthew Dalton eighth. Josh Wong ninth. In the top 10 is rounded out by Stuart Barnett. Finishing 11th is John Jarrett. Michael Jones 12th. 13th, Jake Forrester. 14th is Andrew Bullock. 15th, Christopher Kearney. 16th, Ashley Blake Hood. 17th, Mike Robertson. 18th, Ian Bassey. 19th is Chris Bourne. Rounding out the top 20 will be Daniel Beckett. Adam Wright, Stuart Pomfrey, Mark Murphy, and Jim Carr round out your final four drivers for this race. So Ian Cornish gets away with the second win by the caution. I have absolutely no idea how, but he managed to do so. We'll see if we can get Carl Hayes in here in just a few moments' time. I don't think Ken Bracey is available, so we'll do Carl Hayes and the 81 of Ian Cornish here in just a few moments' time. Quick commercial break as we set everything up for your post-race interview here on the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. This is Daytona, race 7 of 9, now complete with a shock win again by the caution. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Back live here at Daytona with your third place finisher here in just a couple of moments' time. As we get set up, Carl Hayes has finished in the third place position. Congratulations to him after starting in second. So not too bad of a run for you, Mr. Hayes.
Yeah. That's all. It was good fun. Enjoyed that. Normally not a front runner. Normally not like to be in the middle of the action, but not more of a patient, wait for everybody to wreck kind of person. But enjoyed that. It was fun.
Yeah, somehow, some way, there was a quick upset with the caution just going to the final lap. So that was quite interesting. Did you even expect that whatsoever? Because we ran caution free essentially for 53 laps, technically, I guess, in this case. So that was definitely an upset.
Yeah, we were a little bit playing a little bit of a game there. We were waiting for the last lap to get a big push on. We weren't really pushing with like anything in the last 10 laps at all. Just trying to keep Nigel hot, pushing Ken to keep him at speed, and just waiting for a big run. And then bit of luck as well. Someone said there's a crash on the back straight. So I said to Ian, do you want to be leading in case it cautions? Because we're not on the last lap yet. And he said, yeah, go on then. So I gave him a big push, and Ken hit the apron, I think, and Nigel had to back off a little bit. And then Ian was in the lead as we got towards the start-finish line. And I think
Yeah, it's definitely a good bit of fortune for sure, especially after, again, just that. Even I didn't expect that. I honestly thought that the race would just stay green for the entire way through. I was about to get ready to call a pretty exciting finish as we're looking at a different angle of the final last lap, but just before the caution comes out. But either way, how's the handling out there and your strategy for the race?
Yeah, it's good. There's a little bit of a pit window, so obviously you can pit. You only need a small amount of fuel to get to the end, so there's a lot of options to do. But obviously, if you pit on your own, then you kind of lose the draft and you lose that overspeed. So you need friends to pit with, and you need to take the right amount of tyres and fuel and all the rest of it. Keep your pit stop time to the minimum. So it's all about just trying to make some friends during the first half of the race, so that they all sort of, you try and work together. Unfortunately, we dropped Josh off our little group that we pitted with. He slightly overfueled his car a little bit and cost him a little bit of time. But other than that, it was good fun. It was interesting and strategic, which is always good, rather than a caution race. So
It's definitely an interesting difference. So before we go ahead and let you go, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to for your third place finish here tonight?
just Hazy Signs for the paint job, as always. That's myself. And Ian and Reese for the help. Everyone else for checking up when I got a little bit sideways on the apron in the middle of the run there. Scared a few people, I think, but oh well. And just everyone for running the series, really. Doug and Reese and John, they do a great job. So it's good fun.
Well, we are going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your third place finish.
Cheers, Gary. Thanks.
So that was Carl Hayes, your third place finisher. Your first place finisher being the number 81 Ian Cornish for, I believe it was now the third time this season. I may be incorrect on that, but I'm more than likely probably correct. Either way, you win your second race here at Daytona within what is now going to be 9 races. So did you even expect that caution whatsoever? Because you had gotten the push from Hayes at the perfect moment for that win.
Yeah, I heard something on the radio about a wreck, but then no yellow seemed to be coming out, and then all of a sudden the caution came out. So we maybe anticipated that something was happening, but we didn't know for sure.
Yeah, but it was definitely the either way the best moment. So I'm pretty sure you breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief after getting first shocked and then breathing a sigh of relief, especially since that was even for me so unexpected. But either way, you should be, I believe, I may be a little bit incorrect, because you and De Jong are pretty close now after this race. As compared to the beginning of this race, you and him had about 15, 16 positions within between both of you. After this race, you had 3 positions between you. So the point standings are definitely going to be close hanging into Atlanta. What are your thoughts for Atlanta next week?
I think it's 4 points. I think Nigel's got a 4-point lead over me now. So I guess sticking it on pole will be worth doing at Atlanta, because there's a bonus point for that, and all I can do is try and get the win and hope they'll finish ahead.
And hopefully that will be the case. How's the strategy for this race?
I was working with Carl and Reese and Josh as well, although we lost Josh under the pit stop. I think he took a gallon too much fuel and didn't manage to get back with us when we came out. I think we'd pretty much decided that we were going to work together from the start and see what happened.
Well, definitely worked out very well for sure. And well, next thing you know, you're back once again in victory lane here at Daytona. So before we go ahead and let you go celebrate your win, anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just John and the admin team, Reese and Doug, and yourself, Gary, for broadcasting these every week. Much appreciated.
Thank you for your time as well for after these races. So we're going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations again on your race win.
All right. Cheers, Gary. Take care.
So that was Ian Cornish, race winner once again for the Daytona race here after a shock upset. Not by anybody, but by the caution timing, no less, just as they were coming into the tri-oval. So that was what's the word that I should be looking for? Controversy. That's the one. But either way, heading into next week for the My Turn Racing Truck Series, they head to Atlanta for race number 8 of 9. Tomorrow night, the Red Light Scrambler Series heads into All Eclipse Speedway at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Sorry, 3:55. I'm getting times confused here. 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Red Light Scrambler Series as far as the My Turn Racing Truck Series goes 3:55 p.m. Eastern Time is when we will be going live. So we hope to see you next time. And as for signing off on this race, we'd like to once again congratulate the number 81 of Ian Cornish on his win here tonight at Daytona. The point standings and the battle is getting more and more exciting and more intense. It may be coming down to a one-race shootout. We'll find out in the next 2 weeks as we head to Atlanta next week. But in the meantime, if you want to stay with the Racing Line Broadcasting Network, go ahead and subscribe. We will see you next time, and we thank you all for tuning in. Good night.